I'm an actress with a service dog.
Welcome to Actress with a Service Dog. I am Renee Michaels, and today is going to be the day. Today is the day that I am going to finish this podcast episode. Let me tell you, I've been trying to do this podcast I came up with the idea late last year and been putting it off, and so I decided I was just going to do it, and I've been trying to record this first episode, and it has been a disaster. So we're just doing it. We're doing it now. Regardless of what goes down, we're just going to say, you know what, this is the first episode. We're going to have a little bit of grace, and we're going to work with what is handed to me, and we got to start somewhere, right? And boy, oh boy, are we starting somewhere. We are starting off strong. If I already seem pretty heated, it's not just because of the podcast, but also because of the subject matter. Some of you who are familiar with the service dog community, or even really just social media, because this video went viral, and I'm a little late on this simply because, again, I've been trying to get this done and it hasn't happened, but we're still going to address this issue. If you are familiar with an influencer who was recently kicked out of and banned actually from Buc-ee's, we're going to talk about that, what happened. We're going to talk about the video that he posted, and just to spare you as well as myself from having to endure more than 5 minutes of disrespect, I just edited it down to just the highlights. So if you want to go and check out the rest of his video, please feel free. I'm not going to give him any publicity by mentioning his name. Obviously, he's getting some publicity being here, or putting some focus on him because I'm talking about him. But if you want to find it, you can find it. You're more power to you. But let's just break down this video, shall we?
It says that you're banned from all Buc-ee's property and everything.
Every single Buc-ee's?
Yes.
Every single Buc-ee's. Like, he's shocked.
And she's a service dog.
So this poor clerk, she says service dogs, and he says, yes, she's a service duck. Just so you know, the law, the ADA law, it's a federal law. It only recognizes dogs and miniature horses as service animals. Not any other animal would be considered a service animal in the United States. So again, this poor lady, she's trying to be nice, but he's being a little bit of a jerk. All right, so we've got this other person here. Here he goes again. In a lot of places, and many other states are jumping on board, which I'm really thankful for. It is illegal to misrepresent your pet as a service animal. This lady here, and I can't tell if she's a manager or not. I can't see it really well. It's not super clear. I'm not wearing my glasses, which is probably why. So she's probably somebody in charge on the management level. And so, yeah, this is his interaction. She's trying to let him know that pets aren't allowed. He says this is a service animal. Let's listen to see what else he has to say, because it's gold.
She is a service animal.
She is a service animal?
She certainly is. I can give you 3 forms of identification right now.
3 forms of identification. Y'all, I can't with this guy. First of all, there is no such thing as any kind of legally recognized identification for a service animal. There is none. And here he's got 3. I don't know if he just created it in Photoshop or if he bought it online. Regardless, the ADA does not recognize that this business does not any business does not have to recognize or acknowledge or accept these IDs at all. They're a scam if you're buying it online from a website that says you can now make your animal a service animal just by getting this ID. You are being scammed.
I pity the fool.
Because it is illegal. All right, let's just keep going.
Yeah, her name is Wrinkle.
Okay.
Let's wrinkle as if that makes it better.
What she does, or what does she do? I can't ask what.
All right. Yes, she can. She is allowed to ask. As a matter of fact, according to the ADA, businesses are allowed to ask 2 legal questions. 1, is this a service animal required for a disability? And 2, what tasks is this animal trained to provide for you? Which, maybe she didn't word it exactly right, but she was on the right track. She didn't do anything wrong. What does she do? That is a legitimate question. It is allowed. He doesn't have to give away, nobody has to give away their disability by answering these questions. But this is one of the ways that the ADA allows businesses to protect themselves from people who want to be jerks. All right, here we go.
What?
Legally,
Yeah.
no.
That's just because it violates Health Insurance Privacy Act.
It violates Health Insurance Privacy Act and American policies. What? What? Like, what is that? What even is that? It violates nothing. It violates nothing.
So you gotta be very careful with treading those waters because
Trust him, because he
Yeah.
knows.
if he's
Three
got
forms
proper
here.
ID, then that's all.
And it's with the ADA.
ADA does not provide IDs. We've already covered this. They don't recognize it. They don't acknowledge any form of ID. This guy is lying. Liar! And he knows it, and he's trying to pull something over on people who are not as knowledgeable. This other guy who tries to step in and advocate for the duck, man, he's sincere, and he's passionate, and he's wrong.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Got to give him credit for at least trying and you know, making up organizations that she's going against, but okay.
The only reason too that we don't have them right now.
don't worry.
Thank you.
All right, so we jumped ahead, and he's been in the store for a little while, and now he's meeting up with another person, another manager. Hold on, coffee. Another manager. So yeah, this is their interaction. It's fun too.
Good.
Unfortunately, your animal can't be in here.
Acting like he doesn't know what's going on. What?
Shopping and experiencing
Oh.
the world's largest
Yeah, and I
bucket.
love that. I love
She's
that.
he's trying to butter her up, like, we're just here to experience the world's largest Buc-ee's, as if that makes it okay.
You're more than welcome to stay here. The animal cannot. And there's no pets. Your animal, even if it's considered a service animal, you have to be able to contain it, and it can fly out. It's not very. The animal just can't. There's no response. They're all on. Yeah, if you had it.
So I will
on a-
say that I would like to see Buc-ee's do a better job of educating their staff on how to handle this, because she's partially correct. I mean, she even said if this is a service animal, which the duck is not a service animal, so that right there would have been a no. And service animals have to be under the control of their handlers at all times, whatever that looks like. So it's recommended, highly recommended, that the dog remain leashed, unless, of course, the leash interferes with the dog's ability to task. But in most cases, that is not true. It's rare for a leash to hinder the ability of a dog to perform its tasks. But again, you know, she's trying. Got to give her that, and he's just continuing to be like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to bring my service animal in here.
There's no response. They're all on. Yeah, if you had it on a contained,
She is
where it won't get
contained.
away. So
She is contained.
Yeah, she's laying down and everything. Look at her. She's laying here.
Yeah.
She's not going to fly away, and I can even do.
I just can't have that in here. Same thing with an animal. If it was a dog, it has to be on a leash.
Can I put her on a leash, and
If you
that's
have a
okay?
leash for it, yeah.
Just wait.
Maybe she can walk around on the floor.
If you have a leash somewhere to somehow to contain it, you can.
There we go. And now she's on the leash. I'm leaving. Here, come on, Rachel.
So, I don't care who this guy is. I don't care how big of an influencer he is. He's being disrespectful to the manager of the store and the store policy. He's being disrespectful of the service animal community, all for likes and clout and popularity. Yeah, it's very, very disappointing. Not surprising, but still very disappointing. So I cut it because at this point he had previously told her, I think I cut that out too, that he was getting ready to leave, which he wasn't, because then he proceeds to film himself with this duck following him around all around Buc-ee's as he's shopping, and people are interacting with the duck and all of this kind of stuff. And he wasn't leaving. They did end up calling the police. So here's a little bit of that. And this is, so you saw at the beginning of the video, they told him that he was banned from Buc-ee's. And this was this particular clip right here happens after that.
Stuffed animal. So they're.
I was gonna buy it.
I got you. Well, they'd
I was
like
trying
you
to
to.
buy that whole thing.
Okay, well, they'd like you to now.
Now, first of all, I mean, I can totally understand why the look on the cops, why their faces look like this, because if this is not the most ridiculous, if this is not ridiculous, I don't know what is, because they're being called out, and rightfully so, because this guy is breaking the law. But the fact, they probably are just like, this is ridiculous. Like, why we even have to be here for this? If people would just obey the law and not be so stinking selfish all the time about, bringing their pets into a store, this wouldn't be a problem. But it is what it is. Whatever. We live in a selfish world.
Stuffed animal. So they're.
I was gonna buy it.
I got you. Well,
I
they'd
was
like
trying
you
to
to.
buy that whole thing.
Okay, well, they'd like you to now.
That's the whole point.
Got it right here and everything.
By all means. I was trying to buy a whole bunch of stuff.
I was trying to buy a whole bunch of stuff. I was going to be a good customer.
Here's 50. Thank you so much.
Listen to his tone.
Well, no, I don't want to do that. So
I don't want the thing. I don't want to deal with Buc-ee's. That reminds me of a horrible experience, and you're rubbing it in.
Horrible experience, and he's just rubbing it in if he buys that, if he takes that item.
You're ruining my life!
Oh my gosh. You guys. This just never gets any easier to watch this video. I am appalled. And honestly, if you go to this guy's social media pages, you're going to see the comments, and the comments are oftentimes even worse than what this guy has done. Just the encouragement for him to continue doing what he's doing, regardless of the fact that people are going on there saying, this is against the law, this is why, this is a problem, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. They just think it's funny, and they think, oh, and see, it gets even better than that. Like, people are saying, let's boycott Buc-ee's. It's bad publicity for them to have to do this. They should have just let it go. Or, that manager needs to be fired. Or all the staff there, they're just a bunch of Karens, as if that means anything at all. But seriously, I'm almost speechless over this whole video. I can't believe... I mean, I guess I can believe, because people are just that inconsiderate. People don't seem to understand how serious this is, and that misrepresenting an animal, bringing your pet into a non-pet friendly business is harmful to legitimate service dog handlers. And I'm sure I'm going to do a video on that as well and go into more details as to why it's a problem. But, I feel like people just need to do better. We need to do better.
I'm not just with a service dog.